this is just part of the routine now. A couple of these guys. See, they're only $1.39. And so a lot of people ask what I drink. I get one of these every single day. It's just like a gallon of water from Walmart. And then in this particularly, I have just 3 packets of Gatorade Zero. It doesn't taste that great, but it's enough. It tastes better than water. I don't want to load myself up on sodium unless I'm like, I used to add liquid IVs to these things, but that's just too much sodium throughout the day to be sipping on. I reserve those the higher electrolyte stuff like during the workout. I do sweat a whole lot, so liquid IV stuff like that is good for me during the workout, but you don't need that much salt during the day. So I only put 3 packets of Gatorade Zero in here. Sipping on the Alani too. I just started messing with these things. For whatever reason, they don't mess up my GI tract and my stomach as much as other energy drinks. I have to admit, guys, I'm chronically addicted to caffeine. Need to get off of that. I probably go through about 1,500 milligrams of caffeine on an average day. So yeah, that's not good. Don't be like me in that respect. All right, so today is another programmed off day or active recovery day for me. Here I am, Shop Gym, Lexington, NC. There has been a massive Verizon outage today, so I don't have cellular service. So it's really that really shows me how much I rely on these devices. I was gonna go to Clean Eats to go re-up on some food, and it dawned upon me, I don't know if I could have got there without the GPS. So I decided against it. Yeah, guys, meal prep services, I love them, but they're just expensive. I did like Factor. The only issue with Factor is that I would purchase too many meals and then I wouldn't finish them before they expired. So I was ending up like losing like $80 worth of food every time I ordered from them. I just got so burnt out on meal prep, guys. I was a fat kid. I got up to about 292 pounds in the 8th grade. So obviously it was tough. You get into 9th grade, get into high school, man, like the cool kids aren't fat like that. So I eventually taught myself nutrition. I taught myself how to train, and I ended up losing about 90 pounds over the course of about 3 years and did a complete body recomposition. I really wish I had some of those old clips, some old pictures to show you of what I used to look like to my progression. And ever since then, it's became a part of my life. I did minor in exercise science in college, but I had to drop it because I was gonna do a double major with sociology and political science. I don't know why I thought that was a great idea at the time. I was going into law school. I was considering doing research after that, but yeah, so I do have a lot of formal education in exercise science through this stuff I'm talking about. Not only do I have 18 years of training experience in bodybuilding, Olympic weightlifting, powerlifting, and MMA, I also have some formal education in it. So if you do this for that long, you're going to learn something necessarily along the way. And I'm a nerd. I like to research. If I don't know something, I'm going to go look it up and figure out why I'm doing it. I don't want to go in here and just do things I don't want to just run through a program and do it because it's in the program. I want to know why I'm doing it and why it's helpful to me personally. And that's what I try to do in these videos. That's why I try to explain what I'm doing and how it affects me, and if you might want to use it for yourself. I don't even know if I'm doing anything at this gym right here. Work has been slow for me today. I'm probably just gonna go connect to their internet and chill for a little bit. May or may not work out here, I'm not sure. You know, I really wish that I would have done this vlog type thing from the moment I got out of prison, because it would have ended up helping so many people. If you guys could have seen all the adversity and just weird stuff, you'll hear about it eventually, the weird stuff that I endured after prison. Yeah, it's entertaining. We'll just say that. But yeah, not only that, but it shows the real struggles that people have when they're trying to re-enter society after serving a prison sentence. There's a huge stigma for felons. It's hard to get a job. I came out working $15 an hour at a landscape company that I had a connection to previously. I owned a landscape company before I went to prison, and I was forced to sell it, obviously. And so the guy that I sold it to, he had his own landscape company, and so he just became a bigger landscape company with more equipment. And he let me come on and run a crew. I was coming out 30 years old, working $15 an hour with a law degree, Dean's List student, business owner. We ain't gonna get into that, but it sucks. You know, it's a hit on your pride, especially when you're used to making $500,000 plus a year. Man, I didn't know how to live. I didn't know how to spend money. I didn't know how to budget. I didn't know how to do anything, which is wild. You know, before, you know, my fiance would handle the money and paying bills and, you know, making sure I had food. Man, it really is an adjustment. And then prison, everything's structured. They tell you when to eat. They tell you when you can go here and there. For some people, that's a big adjustment for them too, coming back. That's more for people who are more institutionalized, 10 plus years, you know, serving. I don't feel like I was that, but I did serve a lot of time in solitary confinement, in the feds. And the mental, I was in solitary confinement for about 3 months, and then I got out maybe 20 days before the door. So I was on the compound about 20 days, and that's also another reason why I got so thin. They only serve you maybe 1,800. They're supposed to give you 2,200 calories a day. That's what the papers say, or by the book. But I think they give you more, about 1,800 calories in the shoe, and you're obviously not allowed to get commissary, you know, which is snacks. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight. I did work out in there, because you got to. When you're in a room all day with nothing except yourself and a Bible, you got to do something. You're gonna go crazy. And so it ended up pretty damn rigorous at the end. I had a Hispanic roomie from Sinaloa, and we knew each other from before, and I rode with him for probably about 45 days, and he was in great shape, and so we were able to work out together. But then after that, I just thugged it out by myself. But just glad that's over. But yeah, man, getting out to this point, you know, it hadn't been glamorous, but I'm proud of it. I'm happy that I'm able to utilize the legal knowledge that I've accumulated, not only in law school, but in practice and out here, to help other people understand a system that excludes them, or that makes it prohibitively expensive for them to be able to maneuver within the system. I'm convinced that the law can be understood by anybody, and I really take pride in interpreting it and explaining it in a way that anybody can understand, regardless of your educational background. I lost the transition clip I had, but this is my evening mobility and stability session.
This is like a diagnostic tool for me. It shows me if there's a lot of rotation and imbalance going on. It shows me something's going on that I need to fix. It's also good for pelvic control and hip control, and it carries over great to the squat. It actually has roots in yoga. I actually learned this doing yoga, but you can see my foot having to compensate to keep balance. And I'm doing 3 to 4 sets of 3 reps. Kind of slow and controlled. This is very humbling. I'm actually working pretty hard to keep that balance. You can also do it with a rod or leaning on a wall. Okay, next up, Turkish get up. We're gonna do 3 sets of 3 each side. This one's complicated, guys. You gotta have coordination, balance, and enough strength to get it up. So just watch it. I teach it the best I can. So you start here on your side, dumbbell here. You're gonna roll over and punch this knee up. Then I'm going over it on my elbow. Then I'm gonna plank, leg through, windshield, stand up, back down, windshield, back to my hand, plank, sit down, lay down, roll over. That's 1 rep. Punch, knee up on my elbow, plank, leg through, windshield, stand up, sit down, windshield, back to plank, lay down, roll over. Now we got 90-90s. I like to do a little lift off with them. Not everybody does that. It can restore external and internal rotation pretty quickly. You might not have the mobility to do it like this. If you have to lean back, it's okay. But try to just stay up. And then we're switching here, 90 degree, 90 degree. If you have some lower back compensation that you notice when you squat, this can help. This can help with that. Those Turkish get-ups, if you don't watch the volume, they'll get you fatigued a little bit. As you can see, I'm breathing heavy a little right now. I'm doing one more set of this. Hop on the treadmill, possibly a little sauna action, and we outie. Another unglamorous day, but an active recovery day that I definitely got something done and benefited from it.